So you're welcome all to the another edition of this weekly Saturday weekly lectures series. We are going to continue with the artificial intelligence and machine learning in animal production. So applications, benefits, and the future outlook, which is under the important clarification series, with the team always let the data speak. So with data driving the world, innovation driving the system of the world presently. So there's need to really let the data speak and see how far we can go. So we are going to continue. If we remember, like we mentioned, we already discussed AI and machine learning in plant, in crop production. We spent several weeks there. So we started, this is the third series on the animal production. So we are still looking at the theoretical basis, after which we are going to move to the practical demonstration of how we can actually use AI and machine learning to support animal production. So moving forward, last time we already discussed the overview, precision livestock farming. So for those joining us for the first time, you can check out the earlier videos on our YouTube channel, so you can catch up with some of the explanation. So today we are moving towards the end of the theoretical basis. So we've discussed disease prediction and health monitoring, breeding and genetic optimization, feed management and nutrition optimization, automated milking and feeding system. We all discussed these in detail. Environmental and sustainability monitoring and optimization. So today we are going to continue with it. So why starting from where we stop, and that was the benefits of AI and machine learning in animal production. Yeah, so it has huge benefits that even listening it is almost near impossibility. However, we are just going to try to see some of them, or a couple of the benefit that can be accruable to the use of my AI and through the use of AI and machine learning in animal production. Number one is look at the benefit from the point of view of increased productivity and efficiency. Increased productivity and efficiency. So this can lead to better growth rates, milk, egg yields, because with the effective and appropriate implementation of carefully selected AI and machine learning models, then you can actually facilitate increase in the yield of different products that could be related to the animal. The second point is the early disease detection. So if we can detect the disease at the very early stage, I want to believe this can go a long way in early disease detection, can go a long way in reducing the cost of treatment. The cost of treatment, because it has been established that when you detect disease at the very early stage, curing the disease becomes very, very easier. In this respect, we looking into what we call proactive medical practice in the animal production system. So we are looking into that. We call it proactive veterinary practice. So because usually people wait for the animal to be sick before the treatment starts or commences. At that point, unfortunately, some of the chronic diseases, before the symptoms start coming, it may have, that might have been aggravated to a level that basic drugs or treatment may not work any longer. So you have to resort to the use of more stronger drugs like antibiotics and the others. However, with proactive veterinary practice, so proactive veterinary practice, this is where we use AI machine learning models to proactively detect an animal that might be sick. There's no symptom yet because it has been established that several months after, just like human being, that our human being or animal have been infected with disease, the disease will be acting within the bloodstream and the organ, but there's no physical symptom. By the time the physical symptom starts, it is the disease already fully active activated in the body of the animal, especially chronic diseases. So the idea of proactive medical practice, as we are having in human being, also can be extended to the animal production, so that we want to be able to know ahead of time before the disease leads to maybe stoppage of laying egg and other side effects of diseases on the animal. So quickly we know that, oh, something is going to be wrong with this animal, and then we can quickly give some ordinary vitamins, may solve the problem, or just to boost the immunity of the animal. So a lot we can do in this respect. Among with recommending here proactive veterinary services, so that we don't wait for the animal, because the animal cannot talk. Human being, the moment human being start feeling somehow, it will quickly say, I'm feeling somehow. However, the animal, even if they are trying to communicate, you can't hear their own communication. So to me, they actually deserve proactive medical practice, so that we don't wait until the disease is just too much. Like a couple of days ago, went to the poultry only to find one animal, more fowl, seriously ill. And luckily, a professional was around. He quickly recommended that this animal should be taken off. So my quick thinking was that, what if we have a machine learning or AI-based system that proactively monitor this animal? The first few days of the attack may be very, very important in preventing it from getting to the level that there is nothing you can do anymore than just to eliminate the animal. So to prevent the spread or whatever other consequences that might come. So this is an area that we really need to look into, subject to the availability of data set, proactive medical practices in animal production. The next is lower labor cost. Generally, automation reduces manual work. So for those just joining, and every one of us, there's one of our videos I will recommend for us to go and look at, why you can no longer ignore AI and machine learning. It's I think it's in series, 3 weeks, I think 3 videos. I strongly recommend us to watch that video, why you can no longer ignore artificial intelligence. We delved into several areas of application that we can put artificial intelligence and machine learning into. And then, so that one of it is, if we are able to implement it, a lot of cost saving, for example, labor cost. Let me use the critical example of a 3D camera for weight monitoring. Usually in animals boundary, we regularly need to monitor the weight of the animal, so that we also know the implication of the weight. If the weight is too much, it will affect their production. If it is too low, they will not produce. And also, you have to maintain the medium. It means on a regular basis, you have to check the weight of the animal. How do we do this? Imagine having thousands of animals in a particular place. So you need to have workers who will be picking up this animal one after the other and be checking them to be able to determine the weight. You see, it's intrusive, it's invasive, and it's going to cost a lot. for the laborers and also disturbance to the animal. So in which case, with a 3D camera, we can just be using the camera to take the necessary pictures, and then the AI system receiving the data will be predicting the weight of those animals. This animal is, the weight is this. So that we know that, oh, it's within the range. There's no need to do anything. So instead of making people to come and physically be carrying the animal to determine the weight, a 3D camera implemented in connection with machine learning system will be able to estimate the weight of an animal after taking the picture from different angle, especially in 3D format. Even if you don't have access to 3D, you can take just the camera from different angles and then build machine learning models once well trained. By just visualizing the camera view of this animal, we'll be able to estimate the possible weight of that animal, thereby saving a lot of cost and so many other automation that can be done actually to save labor costs in the farm. And the next one is cost saving, which you can look at it from different angles, several points of view. See, like the feeding, we spoke about feed optimization. You don't just give animal feed, you give them feed based on their need. Otherwise, they will overfeed. You control it, you monitor the system. So from veterinary point of view, you are going to save a lot of money if you're able to implement some of the machine learning system we talk about. See, look at the veterinary services. If I practice proactive medicine for my animal, so before we even need the veterinary medical doctors, veterinary medical practitioner, we already know ordinary vitamins might be what we need to set the animal back to normal body system. So, and also for other areas that we can save, we can be able to save cost. Also, we can also have the improved animal welfare. See, the improved animal welfare is also there. So, for example, real-time stress monitoring for the animal. So, under this improved animal welfare is also, instead of disturbing the animal because you want to take the weight on regular basis, you keep disturbing them, carry them, running after them. That is inconveniencing. So, monitor them in real time, determine with 3D camera. A lot of things you can determine. The onset of diseases can be determined before it is too late. You can determine the weight without necessarily have to disturb the animal. And you can monitor the animal to know which of them is under stress at a point in time so that you can take a proactive measure to prevent it from leading to disaster. So, improved traceability and data-driven decision-making. So huge, it means with the data-driven decision-making, if we implement machine learning and AI, then it's become very, very easy to be able to know why this one is coming, why this decision has to be taken. It will be glaring to everybody because we are going to have a dashboard that monitors your farm and reporting the most important and critical system that is going on. Hey, there's a problem there. Hey, there's a problem there. The dashboard is built in such a way that it summarizes the most important activities on your camp or on your farm, so that at the real time in your office, as the manager or the one in charge, they can be able to detect where there's likely going to be a problem, and they can be able to trace it out and make data-driven decision making. And last but not the least, also, we mentioned the sustainable practices. Sustainable practices. Here, you can enhance sustainability and compliance with regulations by reducing waste and emissions. We mentioned this. If you monitor the amount of feeds you are given to your animal, you even monitor the ration, even the production of the feed. So I mentioned the idea of benign chemistry that is coming up of recent, instead of using some of the active chemicals in the past that used to lead to a lot of huge emission of methane. Can't we use benign chemistry that is lesser in terms of pollution and also of other side effects? These are some of the stuff we can be looking into in order to ensure that we have sustainable practices, have sustainable environment, reducing waste, and then the emission. These are some of the benefits of AI and ML in animal production. The list is not exhaustible. We still have so many of them, but these are just samples. Now we move first to the challenges and limitations. Challenges and limitations. The first one there is high initial cost. So it's better said than done. So the high initial cost is usually prohibitive, especially for small-scale farmers. So technology, able to get the machine learning experts, the AI expert to develop the model for you, to get the sensors, to get the necessary equipment that will support it, the infrastructural base, and also of others. They are usually very costly at initial place. However, if we can be very dedicated, struggle, and deploy it, then definitely the yield and the cost advantage finally really worth the investment. However, you have to be realistic. Look at the size of your of your farm. Look at the size of your market, the possibility of entering other markets. You have to do a lot of feasibility study before you go into it. See, because we have to be realistic. You don't just invest so much money in a technology that may not serve the purpose because of either you are disconnected from other market, entering other market is impossible, and also for other challenges. However, with the right feasibility studies constantly being done and monitoring in control, I want to believe that the high initial cost will be something that really worth it at the long run. The need for skilled labor and training, yeah, that one cannot be overemphasized. Everywhere in the world today, so people are in need of skilled labor because you need people to be trained in AI and machine learning to be able to build some of these systems. In the world today, every day we see we get alarms, a lot of cry of lack of enough manpower in the area of AI and machine learning. Despite the fact that people are trooping in, the manpower demand is more than the supply. So this is an area also that poses challenges and part of the limitation in using it in animal production. Also, to lesser extent, we also have data privacy and security. So to ensure that you have farm data protection. So for competition, because once your data is there, your competitor have an advantage over you. So you have to ensure that there's data privacy and also the data is secured. So also we have the data privacy and management concern. So a lot of concern from the management as you go to this level. AI is somehow a little bit intrusive. It can be intrusive. Some of the area you don't even want it to go to, they will go there. Recently, you may notice that Gmail started deploying. Of course, they will send you some disclaimer, and you have to accept or reject it. That do you want AI Gemini to have access to your email? What it means is that people want to be reading your email and be using it to tell you what to do next, tell you what you are likely going to receive next. Yeah, you may see it as an advantage, but then where is the privacy? Because this AI system, once they have access to data, they use that data to train themselves more to get better, which means your email is like in a pool of open place where somebody is using it to train. So these are some of the challenges. So you have access to a lot of data sets, those ones that are supposed to be personal, private to the management team, because it has to be analyzed by the AI engineer and the system they've built. Definitely, you have to try to strike a balance. If you want total privacy, no one will be able to build the AI system for you. So you have to be ready to relax a little bit so that you can take the lot of advantages that are inherent in deploying AI and machine learning in your animal production or any other field of endeavor. Need for farmer training, that is tech adoption barriers. So we also need to carry our farmers along educate them, let them see the need for it. Like if some of you might have watched some of our videos in the past, I usually start with a video where you have a cameraman that used to use a helicopter to do aerial coverage. But with time, people use drone. If that particular cameraman refuses to learn how to, he's a potential candidate for as a drone programmer because he understands the terrain of event capturing and the likes. However, if he refuses to go by the latest technology, because with a drone, he can actually deploy several drones in several events simultaneously. So he can make more money if he decides to adopt AI. However, if it's the kind that say, no, I don't want AI, I'm going to stick to my helicopter for coverage and the likes, after some time, he will lose business because no one will be ready to take risk of using a helicopter to cover event, looking at the risk involved and also the cost of rentage and the likes. So it's the AI system. That's why I recommended for us to watch that video, 2-3 series video, why you can no longer ignore AI. In that particular videos, we explain in detail, giving different scenarios of how we can take advantage of this unique technology that is taking over the system of the world. Is you cannot fight technology, we have to try to adopt it responsibly. Yes, I mentioned that word responsibly. So we must be ready to carry along our farmers. We need to train them, let them also know the value of it, let them know the advantage they stand to gain. Then hopefully, otherwise there will be resistance. See, there will be resistance from the farmer. So the next one is the challenge is also the integration with existing system. Yeah, usually any new system will face this. So if you have existing system, how do we integrate the new AI based technologies into the existing system? Yeah, it needs fund, it needs know-how of that is qualified professionals to handle that. Limited adoption in low resource setting. Yeah, these are some of the challenges. Another challenge and limitation. So when you have low resource setting, definitely there's little you can do. You can just use it for some basic things. If the cost is, you don't have access to that. However, for the places whereby you have a lot of resources, for sure, it's a perfect fit. That was why I mentioned earlier, I said we have to be realistic. Don't go borrow money to invest in technology and your farm is not even able to supply one market or two markets. You have to look at the reality. Can you leverage it? Can you make inroad into other markets in case the technology started producing more? If it's not possible, feasibility study is really very, very important before you go ahead with them. So not that, oh, they say it's going to produce, you have to do your planning appropriately. Dependence on connectivity. Yeah, this is another very big challenge. So you need, most of the system need internet connection. We are talking of IoT, Internet of Things, so where everything is connected to the net. So a lot of local areas may suffer from lack of this strong internet connectivity, which may not support remote monitoring and real-time data reporting. However, with effort, I want to believe, and dedication and determination, we can always scale some of these hurdles and get our AI machine learning effectively implemented. Then on the future trend and outlook, we're looking at a lot of possibilities in this direction. AI-powered drones for herd monitoring. So we want to monitor the animals as they go around. Got a lot of discussions going on the issue of sustainability, the best way to rear the animal, let them move around, don't just keep them, let them move as natural as possible. So in that case, there has to be a monitoring system. We have AI gadget that is attached to the animal that create an artificial barrier. Once the animal moves towards a place that is not supposed to graze at that point in time, the animal feel that there's actually a block or a fence. It's an imaginary fence, by the way. The animal can feel that it's approaching the fence, so it will go back. even though that is just made to be, it is possible. It's already been deployed. So head monitoring can be done. We can also use drones to monitor the system and see how far it can go. Autonomous farm robots and drones, several of them. Blockchain integration for supply chain transparency and traceability. So when you have blockchain technology being integrated into AI system and animal production system, definitely it will improve supply chain traceability and also the transparency of it. Security will be there. The supply will arrive at the appropriate quota it's supposed to arrive. Imagine having a big farm. People are, your trucks, they are loading crates of eggs. They are supposed to go so place. They are heading to another place. You see, leading to lots of loss of uh, uh, profits. So with the blockchain integration, no one can do that. The moment you are deviating from the road that you're supposed to take, the alert will already start sounding even inside the car itself. And also people in the office will be alerted. The car, lorry, truck, so number this is deviating. Even if you are trying, the driver is trying to take a shorter route to the place, you still find out that there will be alert in the offices. Already everybody's alert. What is happening? Where is he taking our truck to? Where is he taking the product to? This is the outcome of effective integration of blockchain technology. So supply chain is very important and it's very, very, very challenging. And a lot of companies suffer from this, including animal production companies, whereby animals are just taken and disappeared. The whole truck disappeared just like a pin. So, but with technology like blockchain technology integration, those things will become things of the past. So AI can even be able to determine if this guy is going to misbehave. We can predict the behavior of the drivers and the supply agent and all sorts of things we can do to have an idea of what they could do before they actually carry it out. And also with effective technology deployment, we look up to where individual workers in the farm also can be monitored and their kind of behavior could be proactively determined ahead of time, so that those that are disgruntled, those that are not happy, we can sorry, I think I was muted. Sorry for that. So I want to believe that's happened during the explanation of blockchain integration. So with the blockchain integration, yeah, thank you very much. We just noticed that. So I unmuted myself. Yeah. So I think I was explaining blockchain integration, that with the effective integration of blockchain technology, we look at how we're looking at the future of it, and it's going to go a long way to support animal production and reduce a lot of challenges that are often associated with it, especially in tracking the supply chain to road routes and to ensure transparency and traceability of end products. Advanced robotics also for automated herding and cleaning. So already continuous cleaning of the animals husband can also support. You all know the effect of good hygiene on the environment, on the system, and the animal themselves. So with shortage of labor in some part of the world, I believe advanced robotics can step in to see how this could be done in a better way. Predictive analytics for climate resilient farming. So this is where integration of lot of predictive multi-stage predictive solution. So whereby you can predict this is the time for you to plant. Don't plant this time, especially these days that it seems the rain is really getting unstable. You see, rainy season, you can't guarantee it's going to be actually rainy season. So a lot of predictive solutions need to be looked into to see, okay, how can we effectively estimate and predict which plant to plant or which animal to react at what point in time and what to do. So this will lead to climate resilient farming. We also have advanced behavioral modeling for animal welfare. Advanced behavioral modeling for animal welfare. A lot of works we look in the future and look into this. Global data sharing network for disease surveillance. This is an area that is not yet being explored worldwide. So we call this biosurveillance. In biosurveillance, this is when biosurveillance, this is where you are trying to look at the environment for possible outbreak of a disease. It could be flu, even in human system. We are not yet there. You see, now we can predict if there's going to be rain or not rain, if it's going to be sunny or what. But in the area of biosurveillance, there are very few work going on in this area, and we need to go into that. A lot of possibilities with AI and machine learning can now be looked into so that we don't wait for the disease to come, like COVID-19 when it came. It made people unaware. With appropriate predictive solutions, we'll be able to have bio-monitoring of our environment, whereby we'll be able to know that, oh, there may be flu outbreak next weekend, so that you can send alert to people. If you want to go out for playing in the park, make sure you take your mask along just to prevent the spread of the flu outbreak. Because before any disease outbreak is experienced, there are usually signs and signals in the sky, just like rain. Before it rains, there are a lot of signs on the sea, and so, but we don't know it. However, with carefully collected data, these days a lot of precision-oriented rain prediction that will tell you it's going to rain, the amount of rain, the direction of if there's going to be windy, and also for other things. It is not rocket science and it is not magic. It is science. With data in the past, you can also see when any data that is similar to the past is being experienced, then we'll be able to know that, oh, there may be rain or no. So in similar way, there could be an exchange of data sharing network for disease surveillance, especially on animals. In the past, we just hear of bird flu, and several farms will be affected. Millions of birds will be killed to prevent the spread of that particular thing after it has spread to some area. So with the global data sharing network, we hope that the future of disease surveillance will become more improved. And last but not the least, continued innovation will drive sustainable and ethical animal farming. With continuous innovation, especially supported with AI and machine learning, we expect to have a lot of sustainably driven ethical animal farming and improve livestock husbandry for the future to guarantee food security. As we know, this is one of the challenges and one of the UN policy that sustainability is the watchword. It's not just to do something, but can we do it sustainably? And AI has demonstrated that potential that with AI and effective implementation of the software, we can be able to have sustainable stuff. In conclusion, we say that AI and machine learning, they are revolutionizing animal production by making farming smarter, more efficient, and sustainable. So while challenges exist, ongoing advancements promise even greater benefits in the future. So with this, we are going to be concluding the talk on animal AI and machine learning for animal production. Then we hope to have a couple of practicals discussion later where we're going to demonstrate some examples, hopefully in weaker environment. And we also encourage you all to try to start getting yourself into how you can actually do some example modeling. I have to appreciate at this point, behind the scenes, some of the group leaders and the research group created. They'll be doing very much wonderfully well. They're already looking for data set and trying to get themselves involved in practicalizing some of the concepts we've been mentioning. So at this point, I would recommend for us, so taking benefit from machine learning and AI modeling, irrespective of your area of specialization. You can check out that video on our YouTube channel, and someone can help us post it to the Zoom chat now. So I recommend for us, so let us check it out. We see some of the procedure we have itemized there, how you can start your first machine learning modeling. So get your data set, irrespective of your field. You are from computer, you are from agri, you are from any field of study, engineering, medicine, it's the same thing. The system works in the same way. Of course, the area of application is what differs. So check out that video. Somebody will definitely post it for us to see, taking benefit or how to benefit from machine learning modeling, irrespective of your area of specialization. Watch out those videos that will go a long way to really guide you on the practical aspect of it. And thank you very much for listening. So this is what we're going to have for the day. We then give some time for questions and comments if there is any before we call it a day. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day. Thank you.